4.3 The Red-Headed League. Part 1 Mr. Wilson's story. Like other Sherlock Holmes stories, this story too is told by his friend Dr. Watson. When I called upon my friend Mr. Sherlock Holmes, he was conversing with a visitor, who was an elderly man with fiery red hair. Holmes introduced me to the visitor, Mr. Jabez Wilson. He was a pawnbroker. Holmes asked him to repeat his story for me. He began by showing us an advertisement in the newspaper. It read as follows: To the Red-Headed League. There is a vacancy for a member of the league, and the salary is £4 a week for nominal services. The red-headed men may apply in person on Monday at 11 o'clock to Duncan Ross at the office of the league, 7 Fleet Street. ये शर्लॉक होम्स की कहानी है. इसमें ये कहानी बाकी शर्लॉक होम्स कहानी जैसी ये कहानी भी डॉक्टर वाटसन ने बताई है. जब वाटसन शर्लॉक होम्स के पास आए तो उन्होंने देखा कि शर्लॉक होम्स एक बूढ़े आदमी से, एक ऐसा आदमी जिसकी थोड़ी उम्र हो गई, उससे बात कर रहे थे और उस आदमी के लाल बाल थे और उस आदमी का नाम था मिस्टर जेबीज विल्सन और वो एक पॉन ब्रोकर थे. और फिर उन्होंने एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट दिखाई न्यूज़पेपर में कि जो रेड हेडेड मैन हैं उनके लिए एक वैकेंसी है. सैलरी है £4 अ वीक फॉर नॉमिनल सर्विसेज. और रेड हेडेड लोग को जिन लोगों के भी लाल कलर के सर के बाल हैं उनको आना है खुद पर्सनली आना है और एप्लीकेशन देनी है वैकेंसी के लिए. Meanings: league, an association or a formal group of people. Fairy, consisting of or like fire. Nominal, of a fee, very small. Pawnbroker, a person who lends money at interest when valuable things are kept with him till the loan is paid. pawnbroker का मतलब होता है ऐसा इंसान जो कोई चीज़ ले लेता है और उस चीज़ के बदले पैसे दे देता है, और जब आप उसको पैसे वापस दे दोगे इंटरेस्ट के साथ तो आपकी चीज़ आपको रिटर्न कर देगा. The advertisement had appeared in newspaper 2 months ago. Mr. Wilson's assistant, Vincent Spaulding, had shown it to him. Mr. Wilson liked his assistant Spaulding. He was smart, efficient, and worked for only half the normal wages. But the assistant also had his faults. Every now and then, he left work and went down into the cellar to develop photos. Photography was his hobby. देखो मिस्टर विल्सन को वो जो एडवर्टाइजमेंट था वो 2 महीने पहले न्यूज़पेपर में आया था, और मिस्टर विल्सन का असिस्टेंट जिसका नाम है विंसेंट स्पॉल्डिंग, उसने उनको ये एडवर्टाइजमेंट दिखाई थी. और वो बहुत ही स्मार्ट एफिशिएंट था, और वो जो नॉर्मल वेजेस थे, जो नॉर्मल पगार थी उसके वो आधी पगार लेके काम करता था. लेकिन उसमें भी कुछ गलतियां थी. वो बार बार अंडरग्राउंड नीचे के कमरे में जाते रहता था और फोटोग्राफ डेवलप करता था. वो फोटोग्राफी उसकी हॉबी थी. Think and answer. Who do you think is smarter, Mr. Wilson or his assistant? I think that Mr. Wilson's assistant, Vincent Spaulding, is smarter than Mr. Wilson. Give reasons for your answer. I think Mr. Wilson's assistant, Vincent Spaulding, is smarter than Mr. Wilson because he found the advertisement about the Red-Headed League in the newspaper and he urged Mr. Wilson to apply for the job. Spaulding showed the advertisement. Spaulding showed the advertisement to Mr. Wilson and explained to him that an American millionaire, Mr. Hezekiah Hopkins, had founded the famous Red-Headed League to help all redheads like himself. Spaulding urged Mr. Wilson to apply for the job. Two of them went to the address given in the advertisement. स्पॉल्डिंग ने ये बोला मिस्टर विल्सन को कि एक अमेरिकन मिलियनर है, उसका नाम है मिस्टर इज़िकिया हॉपकिंस, और उसने ये रेड हेडेड लीग बनाई है जिन लोगों के भी रेड कलर के बाल है उन लोगों को हेल्प करने के लिए। और स्पॉल्डिंग ने उनको अर्ज किया कि आप प्लीज़ ये जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करो। और वो दोनों जन, स्पॉल्डिंग और मिस्टर विल्सन, उस एड्रेस पे गए जो एडवर्टाइजमेंट में दिया था। Fleet Street was full of red-headed people. Mr. Wilson thought that with so much competition, he will not get the job. He wanted to go back, but Spaulding pushed through the crowd and took Mr. Wilson to the office. देखो, फ्लीट स्ट्रीट भरी थी रेड-हेडेड पीपल से। मिस्टर विल्सन ने सोचा कि इतना कंपटीशन है तो इसमें तो मुझे जॉब नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन स्पॉल्डिंग ने धक्कम धुक्की करके, पूरे भीड़ भाड़ में धक्कम धुक्की करके मिस्टर विल्सन को उस ऑफिस तक ले गए। There was nothing in the office but a couple of chairs and a table. A red-headed man sat behind the table. He was Mr. Duncan Ross, a representative of the Red-Headed League. He was very pleased to see Mr. Wilson and announced immediately that he was well suited for the job. He shook hands with Mr. Wilson, congratulated him and told all other candidates to go back. जब वो लोग ऑफिस में गए तो वहाँ पे थोड़ी टेबल और कुर्सियाँ रखी थी, और एक टेबल के पीछे एक लाल बाल वाला आदमी बैठा था। उसका नाम था मिस्टर डंकन रॉस। वो रेड हेडेड लीग का रिप्रेजेंटेटिव था। वो मिस्टर डंकन रॉस मिस्टर विल्सन को देख के बहुत खुश हो गया और इमीडिएटली ये अनाउंस कर दिया कि मिस्टर विल्सन परफेक्ट है जॉब के लिए, और मिस्टर विल्सन को ये जॉब मिल गई। और उसने हाथ मिलाया मिस्टर विल्सन से और उनको कंग्रेचुलेट किया और बाकी सब कैंडिडेट्स को वापस जाने के लिए बोल दिया। मिस्टर डंकन रॉस एक्सप्लेन्ड दैट मिस्टर विल्सन विल हैव टू बी इन द ऑफिस फ्रॉम 10 to 2. If he left the office, he will lose the job. Spaulding assured Mr. Wilson that he would look after Mr. Wilson's business in his absence. The pay was fixed at £4 a week. And the work, said Mr. Wilson, you have to copy out the Encyclopedia Britannica. मतलब मिस्टर डंकन रॉस ने मिस्टर विल्सन को काम समझाया। उन्होंने बोला कि तुमको सुबह के 10 बजे से दोपहर के 2 बजे तक ऑफिस में रहना पड़ेगा। अगर तुम ऑफिस छोड़ोगे तो तुम जॉब से हाथ धो बैठोगे। Spaulding assured Mr. Wilson that he would look after Mr. Wilson's business in his absence. मतलब Spaulding ने मिस्टर विल्सन को ये अश्योरेंस दी कि जब मिस्टर विल्सन नहीं होंगे तो स्पॉल्डिंग उनके बिजनेस का ध्यान रखेगा। और जो पगार थी वो थी £4 a week, और जो काम था वो था कि मिस्टर विल्सन को एनसाइक्लोपीडिया ब्रिटानिका को कॉपी करना है। द पे वॉज वेरी गुड एंड द वर्क वॉज लाइट. मिस्टर विल्सन एक्सेप्टेड द जॉब एंड बिगन हिज वर्क द वेरी नेक्स्ट डे. Mr. Duncan Ross was there in the office to see that Mr. Wilson did his work properly and did not leave the office. He told Mr. Wilson to start with the letter A. Mr. Wilson wrote diligently for 4 hours without leaving his place. Mr. Ross will drop in from time to time to see that all was right with Mr. Wilson. At 2 o'clock, he bade Mr. Wilson good day and locked the door of the office. At 2 o'clock, he bade Mr. Wilson good day and locked the door of the office. मिस्टर डंकन रॉस ऑफिस में होते थे ये देखने के लिए कि मिस्टर विल्सन बराबर काम कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं, और मिस्टर विल्सन ने ए लेटर से स्टार्ट किया। मिस्टर रॉस सब थोड़े टाइम में आते रहते थे देखने के लिए कि मिस्टर विल्सन बराबर काम कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं, और 2 बजे मिस्टर विल्सन को बाय बाय बोल देते थे, गुड बाय बोल देते थे और ऑफिस का दरवाज़ा लॉक कर देते थे। और डिलीजेंटली इज़ एन एडवर्ब. डिलीजेंट मीन्स केयरफुल एंड conscientious. Diligent means careful and conscientious. Bid, past of bid. Bid, say hello और गुड बाय टू। बेड का मतलब होता है से हेलो और गुड बाय टू। लिसन एंड आंसर। Why was the fleet full of why was Fleet Street full of red-headed people? The Fleet Street was full of red-headed people because of the advertisement in the newspaper which called all the red-headed people to come and apply in person for a job which has less work and which gave £4 a week. Who was well suited for the job? Mr. Jabez Wilson was well suited for the job. Why did Mr. Wilson accept the job? Mr. Wilson accepted the job offer because he had to copy the Encyclopedia Britannica for 4 hours per day and he got £4 a week for that work. Would you like to do such a job? Why? I would like to do such a job because I would learn new things if I copied the encyclopedia. Why would anyone want to copy an encyclopedia? Think of 2 good reasons. Someone might want a copy of the encyclopedia if they are shifting to some other country where the encyclopedia may not be available. If they are shifting to some other country where the encyclopedia might not be available. Second, if someone is going to a forest to do some project on plants and animals. What would we do today if we need copies of text from a big book? What would we do today if we need copies of text from a big book? In today's time, if we need copies of texts from big book, we download the PDF file of that book from the internet and we take print out of the pages we require. आज हम क्या करते हैं, आज के ज़माने में हम लोग डाउनलोड करते थे उस बुक को हम लोग इंटरनेट से डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं और जितने पेजेस हमको चाहिए खाली उतने पेजेस का प्रिंट आउट निकाल लेते हैं. Back to the story. This went on day after day, Mr. Holmes, said Mr. Wilson. And on Saturday, I got my salary. It was the same next week and the same week after. After a few days, Mr. Duncan Ross came in only once a while, and after a time he did not come in at all. वो बोले कि ऐसा कुछ दिनों तक चलता रहा और सैटरडे को मिस्टर विल्सन को उनकी सैलरी मिल गई और फिर कुछ टाइम के बाद डंकन रॉस सिर्फ एक बार ही आते थे देखने के लिए और कुछ टाइम के बाद वो बिल्कुल भी नहीं आते थे. मिस्टर विल्सन कंटिन्यूड. 8 weeks had passed like this, and I had written about archery, etc., and hoped that I might get on to be soon. And then suddenly the whole business came to an end. To an end? Holmes asked. Yes, sir. This morning I went to my work as usual at 10 o'clock, but the door was shut and locked with a little note nailed on it. It said, the Red-Headed League is dissolved. October 9, 1880. I was shocked and I did not know what to do. मतलब मिस्टर विल्सन बोलते हैं कि 8 हफ्ते हो गए और 8 हफ्तों में उन्होंने अबाउट आर्चरी ये सब वर्ड्स लिखे और उनको उम्मीद थी कि वो बी पे बहुत जल्दी पहुंच जाएंगे. लेकिन जब वो सुबह 10 बजे ऑफिस गए 9 अक्टूबर को जब वो गए तब वो ऑफिस बंद थी और दरवाजे पे ताला था और एक छोटा नोट था और नोट में ये लिखा था कि द रेड हेडेड लीग इज डिसॉल्व्ड. October 9, 1880. Mr. Wilson went on with his story. I made inquiries at the nearby offices, but none of them knew anything about the league. The rooms had been rented under a false name. I went home and asked my assistant Spaulding for advice, but he could not help me in any way. I want to find out about the league, Mr. Holmes, who they are and why they played this prank on me. The whole thing is a mystery. That is why I came to you. I have heard a lot about you. मतलब मिस्टर विल्सन ने जब बाकी आजू बाजू के ऑफिस में पूछा तो किसी को भी उस लीग के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं पता था और वो जो रूम्स थे रेड हेडेड लीग के, वो भाड़े पे लिए गए थे एक झूठे नाम से. द रूम्स हैड बीन रेंटेड अंडर अ फॉल्स नेम. और वो घर पे गए और उनके असिस्टेंट स्पॉल्डिंग से पूछे, तो वो भी उनकी कोई मदद नहीं कर पाया. इसीलिए मिस्टर विल्सन होम्स के पास आ गए. होम्स फाउंड मिस्टर विल्सन्स स्टोरी वेरी अनयूजुअल. ही आस्क्ड मिस्टर विल्सन, दिस असिस्टेंट ऑफ योर्स who, for, who first called your attention to the advertisement, what is he like? Small, stout, with no hair on his face. He has a white splash of acid on his forehead. I thought as much, said Mr. Holmes. Is he still with you? Oh yes, sir. मतलब होम्स ने उस असिस्टेंट मिस्टर विल्सन के असिस्टेंट के बारे में पूछा, तो उन्होंने उसका डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया. स्मॉल, स्टाउट, विद नो हेयर ऑन हिज फेस. ही हैज़ अ वाइट स्प्लैश ऑफ एसिड ऑन हिज फोरहेड. दैट विल डू, मिस्टर विल्सन. आई कैन गिव यू माई ओपिनियन ऑन दिस सब्जेक्ट इन अ डे और टू. टुडे इज सैटरडे एंड बाय मंडे वी मे कम टू अ कंक्लूजन. मीनिंग्स: डिसॉल्व्ड का मतलब disbanded. Here it means the organization has come to an end. Stout, rather fat. Splash of a liquid, fall in scattered drops. Acid, a substance that turns litmus red, neutralizes alkalis and dissolves some metals. What is the difference between a dictionary and an encyclopedia? Find out. Dictionary, it is compilation of words and their meanings. A dictionary can be used to know the exact meanings and the usage of different words. It shows the usage, pronunciation, phonetics and lexicon. Words are listed alphabetically. An entry in a dictionary is very short. Encyclopedia, it is the collection of information about various topics. It provides knowledge and information. Topics and subjects include art, history, geography, and other related subjects. Each volume is divided into long and descriptive articles listed alphabetically. Encyclopedia is more concerned with general knowledge and its compilation takes a longer time. An entry in an encyclopedia is long and descriptive. Suggest a few words that may appear under A after archery in an encyclopedia. Some words that appear in an encyclopedia under A after archery are architect, aromatics, asparagus, astrobiologist, astrophysical. What would you advise Mr. Wilson to do in the given situation? I advise Mr. Wilson to ignore the red-headed leak and get back to his work. English workshop. Find and write the description of different people given in the story. Mr. Jabez Wilson, elderly man with fiery red hair. He is a pawnbroker. Vincent Spaulding, small, stout, with no hair on his face. He has a white splash of acid on his forehead. He is the assistant of Mr. Jabez Wilson. Mr. Duncan Ross, red-headed man. He is the representative of the Red-Headed League. Present Mr. Wilson's story as it would be shown in a comic strip. Write what pictures you will show in each frame along with the dialogues. Write the dialogues with the help of the story. Example: Mr. Wilson's shop. Spaulding to Wilson, will you take me as your assistant? I'll work for half the wages. Mr. Wilson's shop. Spaulding, sir, there is no work here. I'll go down to the cellar to develop my photos. Mr. Wilson's shop. Spaulding to Wilson, sir, look at this ad. It is for the red-headed people. Fleet Street. Mr. Wilson to Spaulding. There are so many people here. I don't think I will get the job. Mr. Ross's office. Ross to Wilson. You are the right candidate for this job. You will be in this office from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you leave this office, you will lose this job. You will have to copy the Encyclopedia Britannica. You will start with the letter A. After 8 weeks, Wilson to Spaulding. Today, Mr. Ross's office was closed and there was a note saying that the Red-Headed League is dissolved. Form groups of 5. Discuss how you can complete the rest of the story without referring to part 2 of the story. Language study, modal auxiliary. You have read about main verbs and auxiliary verbs in standard 6. You know that auxiliary verbs are helping verbs. Modal auxiliary verbs or modal verbs are also helping verbs. They are used with main verbs to show changes or modification in the meaning of the main verb. They show possibility, ability, permission, intention, etc. The modal auxiliaries are can, may, shall, will, could, might, should, would, must, ought to, used to. The modal auxiliaries are can, may, shall, will, could, might, should, would, must, ought to, used to, need, dare. Remember the following. We do not use to before a modal. We do not add ed or ing to a modal. We can form questions and negative sentences using modals without using the auxiliaries be, have, or do. The examples: they can swim, we shall sing, can he swim, she ought to play, he cannot swim, they might come, may I come in, you may go, you must go. Frame simple sentences, statements, questions, request, order, orders, permissions, etc. using the modals listed above. He can swim, may I go home, may I go home, we shall have dinner at 10, you will do this work, could you please bring me my bag, I might not come to office tomorrow, you should drink plenty of water, would you do me a favor, you must do your homework, she ought to play, I used to run a lot when I was a kid, I need you to do this work by Monday, don't you dare touch her water bottle. Part 2. What happened next? Dr. Watson's account. Well, Watson, what do you think of it all? Asked Holmes after Mr. Wilson had left. I make nothing of it, I answered frankly. Holmes sat silently for some time and then he invited me to go out with him. We went to the square where Mr. Wilson had his shop. Holmes observed the area carefully. There were many shops and offices in the square and a bank just behind Mr. Wilson's shop. Holmes spent some time outside the shop and thumped upon the pavement 2 or 3 times. Finally, he knocked on Mr. Wilson's door. A young man opened the door. Mr. Holmes asked him the way to the Strand. The assistant answered the question and quickly closed the door. होम्स ने वॉटसन को पूछा तुमको क्या लगता है, तो वॉटसन ने बोला मुझे नहीं पता. फिर होम्स और वॉटसन दोनों उस जगह पे गए जहाँ पे मिस्टर विल्सन की दुकान थी. फिर होम्स ने देखा और वहाँ पे बहुत सारी दुकानें और ऑफिसेस थे और मिस्टर विल्सन की जो शॉप थी उसके पीछे एक बैंक था. और फिर होम्स ने थोड़ा टाइम वहाँ पे गुजारा और उस पेवमेंट को, उस मिस्टर विल्सन के शॉप के बाहर जो रोड था उसको हिट किया हैवीली. थम्प्ड अपॉन द पेमेंट 2 to 3 times. और फिर दरवाज़ा खटखटाया और जो उनका असिस्टेंट था उसने दरवाज़ा खोला और फिर होम्स ने उसको एक सवाल पूछा कि स्टैंड कहाँ है. स्टैंड मतलब अ फेमस प्लेस इन लंदन. कोई फेमस जगह का नाम पूछ लिया और फिर उस असिस्टेंट ने दरवाज़ा बंद कर दिया, आंसर कर दिया असिस्टेंट ने, दरवाज़ा बंद कर दिया. मीनिंग्स: थंब मीन्स हिट हैवीली, पेवमेंट a raised path at the side of a road, Strand a famous place in London. I said, I am sure that you have inquired your way only in order to see him. Not him, Holmes said, but the knees of his trousers. And what did you see? What I expected to see. This matter of Wilson's is serious. A crime is being planned, but I hope that we can stop it. The offices and the banks will be closed for the weekend. Now I have to go and make some arrangements, but I shall want your help tonight. Come to Baker Street at 10 and bring your revolver. I arrived at Holmes' residence in time. There were two other men with him, Mr. Jones of Scotland Yard and Mr. Merryweather, a banker. Holmes announced, "Tonight we are going to hunt one of the smartest criminals in London." मतलब वॉटसन ने होम्स को पूछा कि तुमको उस लड़के को देखना था, असिस्टेंट को देखना था? तो होम्स ने बोला नहीं, उसको नहीं देखना था, लेकिन उसके घुटने, उसके ट्राउज़र के घुटनों को देखना था। और फिर होम्स ने बोला एक बहुत ही ये जो मैटर है मिस्टर विल्सन का बहुत सीरियस है और एक क्राइम प्लान हो रहा है, और जो ऑफिसेज और बैंक है वो वीकेंड के लिए, सैटरडे संडे के लिए क्लोज्ड रहेंगे। अब मेरे को कुछ अरेंजमेंट करने हैं, और रात को बेकर स्ट्रीट पे जहाँ पे होम्स रहते हैं, और बेकर स्ट्रीट पे रात को 10 बजे वहाँ पे आ जाना अपने रिवॉल्वर लेके। जब वॉटसन वहाँ पे आए, होम्स के घर पे आए, तो उन्होंने देखा कि वहाँ पे और 2 आदमी ऑलरेडी मौजूद थे, मिस्टर जोन्स ऑफ स्कॉटलैंड यार्ड, मतलब पुलिसमैन मिस्टर जोन्स, और मिस्टर मेरीवेदर जो एक बैंकर हैं। ओके, लिसन एंड आंसर। टेल मी द नेम ऑफ द यंग मैन हु ओपनड द डोर टू मिस्टर होम्स। Vincent Spaulding was the young man who opened the door to Mr. Holmes. What did Holmes want to see? Holmes wanted to see the knees of the trousers of Vincent Spaulding. Guess where Mr. Merryweather took the others? I feel that Mr. Merryweather took the others into the cellar of one of the main banks of London. We left together in a carriage and reached the road we had visited in the morning. Holmes told us to follow Mr. Merryweather, who led us through an iron gate. We followed him down a narrow passage. After going down some stone steps, he led us down a dark, earth-smelling passage into a huge cellar full of big boxes. We all sat on the boxes. वो लोग सब एक कैरेज में गए, एक घोड़ा गाड़ी में गए, और वो उसी रोड पे आ गए जो जहाँ पे वो लोग सुबह में गए थे, उसी रोड पे आ गए जहाँ पे मिस्टर विल्सन की शॉप थी। और फिर वो लोग एक आयरन गेट से अंदर गए, और फिर एक नैरो पैसेज, और फिर नीचे गए वो लोग। आफ्टर गोइंग डाउन सम स्टोन स्टेप्स, और फिर एक डार्क और स्मेलिंग कमरे में आ गए, और जिसमें बहुत सारे बॉक्सेस रखे थे। वी आर इन द सेलर of the city branch of one of the main banks in London. Mr. Merryweather is the chairman of the bank, and he will tell you why a criminal should take an interest in this cellar at present," said Holmes. Mr. Merryweather explained that the bank had borrowed a huge quantity of gold from the Bank of France, and the boxes in the cellar were full of gold. मतलब उन्होंने समझाया कि ये जो सेलर है, ये जो कमरा है, इसमें बॉक्सेस में गोल्ड है, और ये गोल्ड बैंक ऑफ इंग्लैंड ने, लंदन की एक बैंक ने बैंक ऑफ फ्रांस से बोरो किया है। तो इन बॉक्सेस में सोना है। Holmes expected the criminals to act that very night. We had to wait there in total darkness without making any noise to take the criminals by surprise. और होम्स को लगा कि आज रात को क्रिमिनल्स कुछ करेंगे। They have but one escape route, whispered Holmes. That is back through Mr. Wilson's house. I hope that some men are waiting at Mr. Wilson's door, Mr. Jones. I have an inspector and 2 officers waiting at his door. मतलब मिस्टर विल्सन के घर पे भी उन लोग ने एक इंस्पेक्टर और 2 ऑफिसर्स को रखा था। Then we have stopped all the holes. Now we must be silent and wait. We waited silently for more than an hour. It was pitch dark in the cellar, Then suddenly a point of bright light appeared in the floor of the cellar. Then a line and a gash seemed to open, and a hand appeared. A broad stone turned over upon its side and left a square hole. A boyish face emerged. The man looked about the man looked about and came out of the hole. He had a companion with him, a man with very red hair. The pair was none other than Spaulding, the assistant, alias the criminal Clay, and the red-headed Mr. Duncan Ross. As soon as they climbed out of the hole, Sherlock Holmes sprang out and seized Clay by the collar. पहले वो लोग वहाँ पे रुके रहे और फिर कुछ टाइम बाद एक आदमी निकला वहाँ से एक होल में से और वो था विंसेंट स्पॉल्डिंग, ऑल्सो नोन एज द क्रिमिनल क्ले, और उसके साथ था मिस्टर डंकन रॉस, रेड हेडेड मिस्टर डंकन रॉस. और फिर होम्स ने क्या किया, क्ले को कॉलर से पकड़ लिया, criminal Clay का कॉलर पकड़ लिया. The other dived down the hole and disappeared. Clay took out a revolver, but Holmes hit him with his wrist, and the revolver fell on the floor. Clay ने revolver निकाला, लेकिन होम्स ने उसको अपना हाथ मार दिया और रिवॉल्वर नीचे गिर गई. देखो ये होम्स ने उसको कॉलर से पकड़ा है और ये यहाँ पे रिवॉल्वर गिर गई है नीचे, और ये होल में से क्रिमिनल क्ले बाहर आया था. Carriage, a vehicle with 4 wheels that is usually pulled by horses. Gash, a long deep cut. Alias, also called seize, to take hold of suddenly and forcibly. Meanings: cellar, a room used for storage under a building. Take the criminals by surprise. Catch the criminals without giving them a warning. Take the criminals by surprise. Catch the criminals without giving them a warning. Stopped all holes. Closed all the routes by which the criminal may escape or run away. Think, discuss and guess the answer. How did Mr. Merryweather come to know about the crime? Sherlock Holmes informed Mr. Merryweather about the crime. Why did Mr. Holmes think the criminals would act that night? Holmes thought the criminal would act that night because the offices and the banks were closed for the weekend. It's no use, John Clay, said Holmes. We have caught you. So I see, but my friend has escaped. Holmes replied, he cannot escape. There are three men waiting for him at the other end. Then Holmes handed over Mr. Clay. To the policeman. Mr. Merryweather said, really, Mr. Holmes, I do not know how to thank you. You have foiled one of the most cunning attempts at bank robbery. The bank is grateful to you. मतलब मिस्टर होम्स ने क्ले को पकड़ लिया और उसको पुलिसमैन को दे दिया, और मिस्टर मेरीवेदर ने थैंक यू बोला मिस्टर होम्स को. Foiled means laid waste, prevented. Object, purpose, reason. How did the criminals enter the cellar? The criminals had dug a tunnel from Mr. Wilson's shop to the cellar of the bank, and they entered the cellar through this tunnel. Who were the two criminals? The criminals were Vincent Spaulding, the assistant also known as Criminal Clay, and Duncan Ross, who tried to get away. Do you think he was able to escape? Why? Mr. Duncan Ross tried to get away. I think he was not able to escape because Holmes had appointed 3 policemen to catch him at the other end of the tunnel. You see, Watson, Holmes said after we reached his home. It was obvious from the first that the only possible object of the strange advertisement and the peculiar job was to get Mr. Wilson away from his shop for some hours every day. The red-headed leak was a clever idea. In Mr. Wilson's absence, Clay and his red-headed companion wanted to dig an underground tunnel from Mr. Wilson's house to the bank. Then they would be able to enter the bank and steal the gold without breaking open the doors of the bank. Using the tunnel, they entered the cellar. They planned to steal gold and go back to Mr. Wilson's house. again through the tunnel, and then get away. But how could you guess what their motive was? मतलब वो समझा, होम्स ने उनको समझाया कि वो पेक्यूलियर मीन्स स्ट्रेंज और ऑड, मतलब उस एडवर्टाइजमेंट का, उस ऑड एडवर्टाइजमेंट का यही मोटिव था कि मिस्टर विल्सन को कुछ घंटों के लिए अपनी शॉप से दूर रखो, और उनके एब्सेंस में क्ले और डंकन रॉस दोनों एक अंडरग्राउंड टनल खोदेंगे मिस्टर विल्सन के घर से बैंक तक, और फिर वो बैंक में घुसेंगे और सोना चुराएंगे, और इस तरीके से उनको बैंक के दरवाजे तोड़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, और फिर वही टनल से वापस मिस्टर विल्सन के घर पे आएंगे और वहाँ से भाग जाएंगे. When I heard that the assistant worked for half the wages, I became suspicious. Using Mr. Wilson's description of his assistant, I made inquiries. I found that he was the criminal Clay. Why was he working in Mr. Wilson's shop as his habit and his habit of going into the cellar every now and then? I inferred that he must be digging a tunnel to some other building. When we visited the shop, I beat upon the pavement with my stick to find out whether the cellar stretched out in front or behind. It was not in front. I saw the bank on the other side of the house and guessed what the criminals had in mind. When Clay answered the bell, the knees of his trousers were wrinkled and stained. It confirmed my suspicion that he was digging. You know the rest of the story. You reasoned it out beautifully, I exclaimed in admiration. Adapted from the Red-Headed League by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. जब होम्स ने सुना कि वो जो असिस्टेंट था वो आधी पगार पे काम कर रहा था, तो उनको शक हो गया, और फिर उन्होंने जो मिस्टर विल्सन ने उनके असिस्टेंट की का डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया था, उससे उन्होंने इंक्वायरीज़ की, और उनको पता चला कि ये क्रिमिनल क्ले है, और फिर उसको बार बार नीचे जाने की आदत थी, सेलर में जाने की आदत थी. फिर उससे उन्होंने सोचा कि ये ज़रूर एक टनल डिग कर रहा है, टनल खोद रहा होगा. और फिर जब वो मिस्टर विल्सन के शॉप पे गए, उन्होंने अपने स्टिक से उस पेवमेंट को मारा, और उससे उनको पता चला कि ये जो सेलर है ये मिस्टर विल्सन की शॉप के आगे नहीं है, मिस्टर विल्सन की शॉप के पीछे है. और फिर जब उन्होंने क्ले के की पैंट के घुटनों को देखा तो रिंकल्ड और स्टेन थे, उससे उनको पक्का यकीन हो गया कि ये टनल डिग कर रहा है. मीनिंग सस्पिशन, फीलिंग सस्पिशन. सस्पिशन मीन्स a feeling that something is possible or that someone is guilty. Infer, work out from suggestions or evidence. Admiration, admire, greatly respect. Explain the trick of the Red-Headed League. How was it related to Mr. Wilson's hair? The Red-Headed League was devised to get Mr. Wilson away from his shop for some hours every day. In Mr. Wilson's absence, Clay and Mr. Duncan Ross wanted to dig an underground tunnel from Mr. Wilson's house to the bank. Then they would be able to enter the bank and steal the gold without breaking open the doors of the bank. Using the tunnel, they entered the cellar. They planned to steal the gold and go back to Mr. Wilson's house again through the tunnel and then get away. Mr. Wilson had red hair, so they made the Red-Headed League to help red-headed people. Why did Holmes become suspicious? When Holmes heard that the assistant worked for half the wages, he became suspicious. He became suspicious because nobody would work for half the wages. How did Holmes find out that the assistant was a criminal? Holmes used Mr. Wilson's description of his assistant and made inquiries and found out that the assistant was the criminal. How did Holmes guess that he was digging a tunnel? Holmes guessed that the assistant was digging a tunnel because he had the habit of going into the cellar every now and then. Put up the following events in proper order. Holmes and others go to the bank. Clay digs a tunnel. Ross closes the office of the Red-Headed League. Holmes catches criminal Clay. Clay and Ross enter the cellar to steal the gold. The bank received a lot of gold from Bank of France. Holmes visits the area around Mr. Wilson's shops. The bank received a lot of gold from the Bank of France. They cleared exit tunnel. Ross closes the office of the Red-Headed League. Holmes visits the area around Mr. Wilson's shop. Holmes and others go to the bank. Clay and Ross enter the cellar to steal gold. Holmes catches criminal Clay. From the passage, find adverbs that end with ly. Find an adjective in each of the adverb. Immediately, immediate. Properly, proper. Diligently, diligent. Frankly, frank. Silently, silent. Carefully, careful. Quickly, quick. Suddenly, sudden. Beautifully, beautiful. ये आप लोग कर लेना. Language study. Synonyms, antonyms, homonyms. Synonyms are the words from the same language that have the same or more or less the same meaning. Examples: good, nice, pretty, shut, closed, sealed, intelligent, bright. Anonymous. Antonyms are words from the same language but have opposite meanings. Example: strong, weak, right, wrong, hard, soft, up, down. Homonyms are words that are spelled and pronounced in the same way but have different meanings. Round, round, walk, walk. Start a collection of synonyms, antonyms, and homonyms. Collect at least 50 of each. Keep adding to your selection. Synonyms: ask, request, awful, terrible, begin, start, behave, act, brave, courageous, broad, wide, beautiful, pretty, big, large, break, fracture, correct, right, calm, quiet, come, approach, cry, weep, connect, joint, cold, chilly, danger, harm, decide, determine, different, diverse, disclose, reveal, dull, boring, discover, find, destiny, fate, end, finish, easy, simple, encourage, urge, explain, clarify, evaluate, assess, fall, drop, false, untrue, fast, quick, fix, repair, gather, collect, get, obtain, glad, happy, happy, cheerful, hate, dislike, help, assist, hide, conceal, hurt, injure, idea, thought, ignore, disregard, keep, hold, last, final, love, adore, learn, study, mix, blend, notify, inform, overseas, abroad, opportunity, chance, quiet, peaceful. Antonyms: abundant, scarce, accept, decline, admit, deny, agree, disagree, alive, dead, always, never, ancient, modern, attractive, repulsive, alive, dead, arrive, depart, backward, forward, beautiful, ugly, big, little, bitter, sweet, bless, curse, bottom, top, borrow, lend, cheap, expensive, clever, stupid, cold, hot, combine, separate, compulsory, voluntary, contract, expand, create, destroy, deep, shallow, despair, hope, demand, supply, dusk, dawn, easy, hard, enter, exit. Far, near, fat, thin, feeble, strong, few, many, float, sink, foolish, wise, forget, remember, frequent, seldom, fresh, stale, generous, stingy, give, receive, guest, host, guilty, innocent, hard, soft, horizontal, vertical, important, trivial, inferior, superior, knowledge, ignorance, landlord, tenant, lenient, strict. Homonyms: trip, nail, sink, ring, letter, duck, drop, spring, jam, close, can, date, tear, lie, bark, book, bright, grave, match, cool, watch, bat, write, fly, palm, ruler, tie, park, wave, mouse, star, bass, bow, dove, entrance, impact, lead, live, present, project, wind, bank, well, ball, chest, fall, left, saw, band, bar. Thank you.